talking Dolphins. Let's get right into it, Rod. Rod, man, how do you feel about the Dolphins? They already had a full week of training camp practices. I did some research. I looked into it, but I know you will have done way more research than me. I'm doing a little bit of catch up. I ain't gonna lie to you, but I heard that your boy Quinn Ewers got pickolitis. That's what I heard.
Man, listen, man. They need to change his name to Quinn Claus, man. That's Santa's son. He's just giving away gifts, man. And Christmas came early for Dolphins DBs and defenders. But nah, listen, Herbie. Here's the tricky part about this particular offseason and this season moving forward, right? Because on one hand, right, it's we know it's one of those things to where we know what this season is supposed to be, quote unquote. This season is supposed to be a season where the Dolphins brass is evaluating who they have, and many fans are not really expecting this to be a good team, Herbie. But this is what I do want to say. The thing that I'm looking for, Herbie, going into this season, I'm not looking for the Dolphins to impress, Herbie. As a matter of fact, the Dolphins impressing might hurt our chances of getting a potential next quarterback if Malik Willis, which by reports in camp, he sounded like he's just going to be okay to me, right? I haven't been able to see a lot of footage, but just from the reports, Malik Willis has been okay, and I'll get to that a little bit later. But Herbie, ultimately speaking, this season right here, guys, I'm not going to call it a throwaway season. This is an evaluation season. And Dolphins fans need to understand this. And I see fans on Facebook groups and on Reddits and on all types of different kinds of social media, already starting with their BS, being negative. Guys, you have to understand, like, in order to build a winner, you have to start from someplace. I work pretty much in construction. I understand what it means to build something brick by brick, or at the very least, understand what it means to put something together before you see the whole picture. So, right now, Herbie, I just think that Dolphins fans need to temper expectations. And look, guys, I'm not saying that we should just accept a losing football team, but given the overhaul that we've had, not just with talent, but with the front office, Herbie, with the coaching staff, like there's so many new things going on that I'm going to be looking forward to seeing the differences between this regime, Herbie, and the previous one. And it all started, Herbie, with the draft and free agency. Just the way that John Eric Sullivan was able to tackle drafting and getting free agents. Our first pick was an offensive lineman, Herbie. That's a football move, man. And we picked somebody that's actually promising, which is what the reports in camp are saying. So I just wanted to put it out on the front end, Herbie, that I don't want to hear the fans losing their minds over, at the end of the day, no matter who's winning what day, Herbie, you got people saying, "Oh, this team is gonna suck." So what? At the end of the day, Herbie, we haven't earned the right to be great. We're still working on that process. So the only thing we could do is hope that things will be different this time, right?
So yeah, that I love the way you ended that, right? Working on the process. We have been saying this going back to last season. We've been saying this to the end of the off season last year. We've been, even though we went on a sabbatical, before we left, the last episode that we did, we kept preaching process, progress, process, progress. This is a work in process. However, I'm going to shoot the Dolphin fans bell here. They're tired of hearing process.
Yeah,
Like, they're
understood.
tired of it. Understood. Understandably so. They are tired of hearing the word process. They're so tired of it. They want to get every Webster and remove it from the dictionary. Every dictionary on planet Earth. Remove process. They don't want to hear that crap, dog. They don't want to hear it. But on the flip side, they really don't got a choice,
Right,
especially now.
right.
Now, Dolphin brass, Dolphin leadership, coaches, or whatever, they have to sell the idea that this is not a rebuild.
Right.
So they're going to use not rebuild language when this is obviously a rebuild. But
Hmm.
this is a real rebuild. This is a strip it down to the studs rebuild. And that's something that Dolphin fans, from my experience, are not really used to. Even when you guys went 1-15, that wasn't intentional. Y'all just sucked.
Right.
It was just a
Right.
lot of bad decision making that
Yeah.
led to going 115. This is intentional, and that's the difference.
Right.
So it's hard to tell people to be patient when they've been patient since 1979. since the 70s. They've been patient since 1983, since you guys drafted Dan Marino. They've been patient since you guys went to the Super Bowl in Dan Marino's second year and thought that y'all were going to get back consistently. They've been patient since you guys have went through all of these variations of the same thing.
That's the thing,
And
Herbie. It's Groundhog Day. Every 3 4 years is Groundhog Day, man. I swear.
it's tough. It is tough. Like I it
Um,
is it's it's never harder to be a it's never harder to run an organization, right? Because I'm not gonna lie, there's this balancing act that has to go on when it comes to fandom, right? Part of it is being grateful for just having a solid team and something to root for, and demanding excellence, right? Like I don't want to feel like I'm getting taken advantage of, but I also don't want to feel like I'm not being realistic too, right? Like
right.
it's a hard balancing act, especially when you're a team that hasn't won a Super Bowl since the 70s. Like,
Since '73, bro. My
so
goodness, man.
it is. I'm I see both sides is what I'm trying to say, which is where the confliction in my voice that you currently hear is coming from. But ultimately, we have to believe in that process, Dolphin fans, even though I know you don't want to hear that word anymore. I know you want to hear it, but this is the reality of the situation. They set up Malik Willis to fail, and it looks like he's going to fail. They set up Quinn Ewers to fail. It looks like he's going to fail. This is about the young guys that you have and development and seeing who's worth keeping for the next stage of what the Dolphins ultimately want to be. So it is what it is. Already we got some comments, man. We got some comments, man. Uh-oh.
Oh, I
We
think it's
got bots. We
I was
got
gonna say,
bots. YouTube has, oh my God, what happened to
bro,
YouTube,
that
man?
dead internet theory is a thing, bro.
It's
That
never been worse. It's never been
like,
worse.
wow. It's like these bots are disrespectful, man. Get out of my
It's
fucking
never
chat, man.
it's never been worse. It's never been worse,
Jesus.
man.